show, the centre has proposed to cut GST rates from 28 to 18%. And if you fall in the 12% bracket, then it may come down to 5%. Now, the move is likely to spur demand for consumer durables like ACs and others. To understand the impact, the demand trends, we have with us B. Thiagarajan, MD at Blue Star, joining us on the show. Mr. Thiagarajan, always a pleasure to have you here with us on company, the industry. So first tell us, what is the GST rate that you pay on the finished good and even your various parts, the components that go into the making of the ACs and your products, and what is the expected change to your mind going to be?
Good morning. It's a pleasure interacting with you. Right now, for the room air conditioner and certain type of commercial air conditioning products, it is 28%. And the expectation is that it will go down to 18%, which means a reduction of around 10%, and that is the expectation. And it's a great move. It will indeed spur demand, especially in a year when the summer had failed and there are stocks in the pipeline, and there is going to be an energy label change that is going to take place on 1st January 2026. We welcome this move that a 28 to 18% will help the industry in a big way.
Mr. Thiagarajan, you said that because of unseasonal rains as well this time around, demand was impacted for room air conditioners. So even if GST is cut, would it spur demand the way it is expected to? Because seasonal changes will mean that we won't require ACs the way we would require it in summers. First question on that. And secondly is, have you had word with the ministry? Do you think the proposal will actually go through because the states still have to approve this change?
Excellent questions. First thing is, whenever summer season fails, the festival season does well. We are talking about the comparison with the previous year. And we anticipate, even though the summer season sales did not take place, overall, I had stated that full year basis, FY26, 10 to 15% was possible. With the GST reduction, it can further grow. That is the expectation. Now, as far as the ministry is concerned, we are in touch. There are 2-3 problems here. First one is, this is the first time an announcement has been made, the GST rates will be rationalized, but the specific date has not been mentioned. There are quite a bit of processes that will have to be completed. So imagine if you are to buy an air conditioner, you will postpone it. So actually the sales are going to come to a standstill. The dealers will not lift the material. The consumers will wait and watch whether it is from 1st of September or 1st of October. And therefore, what is going to happen is August, September sales will be indeed impacted. One will have to go through that. So we are requesting the government that please expedite this decision. Otherwise, consumer durable sales will not be there at all during these months. Second part is connected with, you're right, 28% coming to 18%, whether it is a revenue neutral proposal. In the long run, it may be, but in a financial year, it may not compensate the states, and they will have to arrive at what they want to do. And what we do not want is that 28 becoming 18 and some cess or something introduced in order to compensate, which will be counterproductive. We have to wait and watch.
Mr. Thiagarajan, firstly, thank you for joining in. And just to play the devil's advocate here and to take forward Sonal's point, the earlier generation was focused more on roti, kapda, makan as the basic necessities, but the generation of today has their priorities completely different. So whether if they want to purchase something, they would purchase it irrespective of the rate or the taxation or whatever. And if there is a saving that they have, they may be wanting to use it for other avenues. So do you believe that the issue surrounding the industry right now is a pure play demand issue and not just taxation? Or do you actually believe that this would actually lead to some sort of on-ground demand revival come the festive season? As you mentioned that the subsequent couple of months might be subdued sales because people would be in some wait-and-watch mode.
I'll decode this for you. The penetration levels in the air conditioners, the household penetration is in the order of around 8%, so it is bound to grow. Whatever happens, CAGR of 19% between 2025 and 2030 will take place. 1 year it may be a 50% growth, another year it may be 10% growth, another year it may be flat. But the room air conditioner market is destined to grow in the country. There is absolutely no problem. 40% of the sales are taking place through consumer finance, and 90% of the buyers are first-time buyers. And more than 65% sales are taking place in tier 3, 4, 5 towns. More than 80% of the products are entry-level products. So now you will get a picture that this is a category which has arrived and everyone would like to buy it, basically because the temperature conditions are going up and you are getting used to air conditioning in any environment you are in, car or cinema theater or office, so on and so forth. Now, power bills are also affordable thanks to the energy labeling scheme. And for 2 apps, whatever one will pay is the cost of electricity you will pay for using air conditioners for 6 to 7 hours a day. And therefore, I am not worried about the demand. Any benefit like this, income tax reduction or a GST cut, further spurs the demand, given the fact that India is a highly price-sensitive market. And industry requirement was earlier different. Industry wanted 5-star air conditioner or highly energy efficient air conditioners, GST rate should be brought down. But we are getting a bonus that all air conditioners, the rate will be brought down. So this transition is the one that we have to manage. You know, there are many moving parts. One, there is inventory pipeline in the system because some are failed. There is 30 to 45 days, more inventory is available. There is a energy label change that is going to take place on 1st of January. In the meanwhile, this announcement, which is remarkable, has come, but it should be expedited quickly for notification to happen.
Yeah. But Mr. Thiagarajan, since this is the big issue, right? Long-term things, it's a positive, but just in the immediate term, there is a risk of customers deferring their purchases because of this lack of clarity of the effective date. What is Blue Star planning to do? Have you thought of a plan B option to navigate if, things come to a standstill and slow down?
Very little one can do. The first one is, this is not a cost reduction taking place due to input costs, right? It is basically because you are charging a customer, you are collecting a GST, you are remitting it to the government. So the rate change, I won't be able to do anything. The full reduction will be passed on to the consumer, but unfortunately, the effective date is not known. All that we can do is to persuade or follow up with the government to ensure that these changes are effected as early as possible. Here, I cannot even tell the customer, you book now, I will deliver whenever it is required, because he will wait for. There is nothing that can be done. This is unprecedented. The announcement coming without stating a date. You know those days. There will be a union budget. That day, midnight onwards, it will be applicable. Or a GST council meets, that immediately it will come into effect. Here, there is an idea that is mooted, but already stock market or consumers have concluded this is going to be the rate. They will indeed wait.
That's right. Mr. Thiagarajan, that's the big point, right? It's a proposal. There's no clarity on the final date, and that is something which could actually impact demand rather than improving it till the time there is more clarity. So thank you so much for explaining that to us. And of course, we'll have a conversation again when these rates are finalized and what the ground reality really is like when you pass on those cuts in the GST rates, which are proposed as of now. Thank you so much for joining us today with your thoughts. That's the word coming in from Blue Star, but we'll slip into a break now. Up next, we'll focus on the crypto market with Mukesh Jindal from Alpha Capital.